Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of Dynamite Podcast. Your host, me, Joanne. And I'd just like to say first, thanks to everyone for participating. This podcast turned out fantastic. I'll tell you the idea behind it. Me and one of the other players, Goob, we were talking and we said, you know what, we should have a podcast. And I said, hey, I've got a few contacts on my list that are pretty gung-ho people. Why don't I send out a mass message to them, tell them to spread the word, and see what we can get. So we ended up getting like 30 people, 30 voices wanting to participate. So the podcast ended up being 2 hours. So now we've cut it into episodes for your listening pleasure. Hopefully everybody tunes in. I think we're going to do this weekly, but I'm not exactly sure. But today is episode 1. It's called What's in a Name? So we're going to be talking about different names around town. We're going to be hearing from a few different players, the stories and the background behind their names, and we're also going to have some awesome music from the community. And remember, if your name isn't featured in here, it will be in another episode. So listen up, and I hope you enjoy, and let's listen to a little music first. Here's T-Bay33 and Radioactive. I know my foot's still tapping to this one.
Waking up in a small town, I check my chest and read my plan. Find out it's nuclear plan. Whoa. I look the bank, give order, then finish the wall construction. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm cheering up. I feel this town will be the one enough to make my reward blow. Welcome to die tonight, to die tonight. Welcome to die tonight, to die tonight. Whoa, whoa. I'll be radioactive, radioactive. Whoa, whoa. I'll be radioactive, radioactive. I raise my hand with an open beer. It's a celebration, I suppose. We'll get a new mix to fit right in. Whoa. It's dark, melt down, broken up, then blow up to a mushroom cloud. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I don't wake up. I feel free and happy, enough to make my soul blow up. Welcome to die tonight, to die tonight. Welcome to die tonight, to die tonight. Whoa, whoa. I'm radioactive, I'm radioactive. Whoa, whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. All town has go, the desert is silent. Deep in my soul, glow my reward. I don't wake up, I feel free and happy, enough to make my soul blow up. Welcome to die tonight, to die tonight. Welcome to die tonight, to die tonight. Whoa, whoa. I'm so radioactive, I got radioactive. Whoa, whoa. I got radioactive, I'm radioactive. Yeah, you could do that. This is T-Bay33, and dying radioactive is so nice. Have fun, kid.
Wow, that was an awesome song, T-Bay. Fantastic. It's been playing in my head since I first heard it. So now, since we really wanted to look at the, people behind the players, we decided to ask the community about their names, the origins of them, where they came from, what's really in a name. I know Shakespeare said that first. I think it was Juliet. But what is in the community players' names? And my name's Joanne. That's my real name. It's not super original. It's an okay name. I hate it when people say Joan or Joanne. It's so nasally, you know. But Joanne, plain and simple. We have lots of other players that submitted why their names came about. Cerebrus is a comic avatar by David Sim. Let's see, Devlin uses her real name. Crimson Moon _ got theirs by thinking about darkness and looking at blood. That's really interesting. Fugio 1798 was Buddy's original name, but now it's Fire Pony. I think he's part of the Brony crew. Yep, Pony Cornea. Grinch, aka Muto, decided to change his nickname because someone said he was grumpy as a Grinch, which is sometimes true. We have Nyx Owl. She's a night person, so Nyx refers to a part of the night, and her real life name is also a bird name, so she likes to keep any game names in the bird family, plus owls are mainly night creatures and are super cool. I agree, I love owls. I love macrame owls. I have a few owl kind of shirts. Let's see. Goob has a good one. A wonderful dog she used to have had a lot of brown eye goo. So her and her ex started calling the dog Goo. She'd do goofy things, so Goo morphed into Goober, and then sometimes Goob. So she's named after her dog's eye crap. But that's alright. Green Bean just made it up for herself. Just popped into her head and didn't want to leave. So unlike Green Bean, our next storyteller has a kind of a different story, really interesting. Her screen name comes from, well, you know, I'll let her tell you.
I always thought my screen name would be simple to figure out. Just 6 little letters, MHAILI. Though I found people don't really understand until I say it out loud. It is pronounced like Molly, and I've been using this name online for about 11 years now. I play a lot of online role-playing games, and I admit I can be a little neurotic when it comes to naming my characters. I always try to use a name generator that fits the model of the character, or name meanings to reflect their purpose, like an elven name for an elf-like character, or a name that means strong or stout for a warrior class. Molly originated in the game Dark Age of Camelot, which has a race of humans called Highlanders. The original character models all wore tartan-like kilts, so I started looking for a name that would fit that race. I didn't like any of the Scottish names I came across and almost settled until I accidentally slipped into Norse names. Molly was perverted from an old Norse version of my real-life name, Mary. I wish I could remember the original name, but it's long since been forgotten. Pretty simple, but I love it.
Does anyone remember that old school game you used to play back in elementary that the teacher would set up a large cardboard barrier and sit a chair behind it, and they'd secretly pick another student to come and creep up to the front and knock, knock, knock on the desk and say, "It's me," in a crazy cryptic voice, and the kid sitting behind the cardboard box would have to guess their name? I don't know, we used to play that lots. And I was really bad at it. I could never disguise my voice. But when I was the kid sitting behind the box on the chair guessing, I'd always kind of try to disguise my voice and mumble because I knew they couldn't hear me very well behind the cardboard box. And we had lots of girls with the last name or with the last sounding so I just mumbled and then they'd say, "Oh, it was Amanda," or "Oh, it was Melissa," or "Yes, it was Shanna back there," and I'd win lots. I always felt a little guilty for cheating that way, but you know, what could you do? Well, I know we couldn't disguise some of the crazy players' names around here if we ever played that game. And I know I always get a little kick out of seeing some of them like Armpit, or I Farted, or, well, Remy Jobs. He's going to be joining us here later to tell us the origins of his name. Or who else has a crazy name? Does anybody remember Poopsicle? That was always entertaining, seeing him post. I think he had a pretty vivid avatar as well. Well, the next person we're going to hear a story from doesn't have such a crazy name, but it's Zelon, and here's his story about how he got his name.
Hello everybody. John asked me how did my nickname appear. Well, it's not my first nickname, and as far as I can remember, I wanted to see a nickname unique enough, untranslatable, and to make it sound scary enough for a zombie survival game. I began to sort through variants and decided to take word Zeal as a base. I didn't want to use Zealot after StarCraft, so I drew out the end letters OT and substituted them with ON. This is how I got the nickname Zealon. Simple. 3 years ago it wasn't on the first pages on the Google, but now it is. Okay, now you know the story. See ya, people.
The name game. Here's a few more of the origins of people's names that are in our community. Kiwi Luke. It's pretty simple. His name is Luke, and he's a Kiwi, someone from New Zealand. T-Bay 33. T is little in French, because he's not very tall. And B, because the site do not take E with that weird little floosh on the top. And that is for his last name. And 33 is the age that he started Hordes. Let's see. Dark the Raven is his in-game nickname. Originally it stems from the first bird I managed to tame, obviously the raven, as I live up in northern Canada. Me too. Shout out for northern Canadians. Whoop whoop. Ravens are a dominant bird and can grow to have a length from wing to wing of 3 feet. And that is true. They're big. They're beautiful. Here's a shout out to another Canadian, Sin002. It's the nickname she's had since she started playing Diablo 2, LOD. And Sin is the shortcut for the assassin, her favorite character, and her in real life name being Cynthia. See, Liam McGill was a stupid nickname of mine back in high school. This was the time around he started AOL. He had to pick his first screen name, so he's used it for everything since then. Degreed is from the anime Full Metal Alchemist. Blair just likes his name. Vertigo Process, his name comes from a company that him and his co-founder started. And here we have joining us Neuro Guy, whose name comes from, I guess, a job of his as well. So here he is.
Hello all you happy people, Neuro Guy here, proud member of the Oozing In Meta since Season 3. I have been using that nick since I first went online via AOL dial-up in 1996. The more mature among you may remember all those AOL CDs you used to get in the mail. Boy, that seems like a long time ago. Now, the reason for Neuro Guy is, 1, I'm a guy, and 2, in real life, I'm a registered nurse working in a major medical center's operating room, and I specialize in neurosurgery. So now you know.
Sometimes when I'm in a random town, or even a meta town, I guess, I like to play a little game that we call Urban Dictionary Names. Go and look up everybody's name on Urban Dictionary and see if I can find anything dirty about it. Sometimes I like to look up babushka. That name could be a Russian pierogi, a cantankerous old lady, or it can also be something very dirty if you look it up and check number 7. I also did some looking up on another favorite gal of mine, Viggo. Hers says, to be overwhelmed in lust in response to the manly perfection that is Viggo Mortensen. To drool uncontrollably. Is that you, Viggo? I don't know. And then I looked up one of my favorite guys around, Dream. I checked out his name, and his is pretty cool in Urban Dictionary. Number 1 says DREAM is an acronym for desire, responsibility, education, attitude, and motivation. You can tell that the person was really smart typing it in because they did spell attitude wrong. I even noticed that with my imperfect spelling. But anyways, some names are funny, some names aren't. But check out Urban Dictionary, and it's a really fun forum game to play. So next we're going to have some music by somebody who doesn't have a super funny name. His name is Kokoshe, and he's reasonably new to Die Tonight. He has a newer soul, but he has an awesome band. I think it's a one-man band. It's called Moon in the Milk. Check it out on SoundCloud. I absolutely love his music. I've been cleaning to it for days since he showed it to me. So check him out, send him a like and a share, and here is Kokoshe from Los Angeles with Viva la Memory.
Netflix as a tick past your bedtime. Tossing out choice of skill, you're thinking try. Woven all the threads to rest. Build a memory. Fight it or fashion, you're posing. Dare to imagine here, you're thinking fly. Woven all the threads to rest. Step by step, I need encouragement. God bless this moment in a glass of sand I drank, and it was a choice to stand. And then you chose. And then you rose. Feel a memory. Kiss on a cruel hand like this one. Devotion to enemies, you're thinking why? Woven all the threads to rest. Step by step, I need encouragement. God bless this moment in a glass of sand I drank, and it was a choice to stand. Step by step, I need encouragement. God bless this moment in a glass of sand, and it was a choice to stand. And then you chose. And then you rose. What if I saw your window? You see heartbeats pattering on pavement. What if I saw your window? You see scenery changing like the season. What if I saw your window? What you coming in? A breezy from far places. Step by step, I need encouragement. God bless this moment in a glass of sand, and it was a choice to stand. And then you chose. And then you rose.
Awesome song. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Kokoche. Kokoche's a newer member of the community. He's been playing with Oozing In. He's reliable and smart and a great addition to any team. So thank you so much and welcome aboard. And a big thank you today goes out to Koro, who is editing this. Thank you so much. Hope everybody stays tuned. We're going to have a few more episodes that will launch at a different date. We're going to have some player interviews. We're going to have a visit by our resident zombie advice guru in an Ask Alice segment. We're also going to have some call-in games and a bunch more music from the community. Who doesn't like local talent? So everybody stay tuned and don't die tonight.